We're here in the Lower East Side, Jacob Riis Houses. We're here in the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy. And here with me, a special guest is Carl Giles. He's the supervisor of grounds here in this area. And we're just going to talk about what the employees here in NYCHA went throughout the city in the aftermath of this storm. Carl, welcome to Reaching Out.
Thank you for having me.
So when Hurricane Sandy hit, where were you and what did you do?
With Hurricane Sandy, I was actually running all 5 boroughs of the Housing Authority. I work with technical service now. So we were going around abating any trees that were falling, bringing generators to locations, trying to transport people, and trying to relocate people after and during the storm.
And what did you experience since the storm? What have you encountered? What trees, major tree damage, what was the extent of it?
I've honestly, since the storm, I've seen so many trees. I'd say maybe about 100 trees down throughout, maybe a good 20, 25 developments that I've been through. I've seen the uprooting. I've seen walls that caved in. I've just seen so much water damage, something that I've never seen in New York before.
And since you traveled all over the 5 boroughs, where was the most extensive damage?
The most extensive damage that I seen was actually down at Lillian Walls.
And what did you see at Lillian Wall?
I just saw a lot of devastation from trees. I've seen a lot of flooding, a lot of destroyed equipment, a lot of residents who were without food or without water, no power, no electricity. Just a very ugly, ugly incident.
And joining us this segment is Agent Mendoza, Seward Park Campus High School. Agent Mendoza, from your perspective, what went on here during Hurricane Sandy?
Well, the school was transformed into a shelter pretty much. We had different types of people come in, from homeless to resident people, along with other people that, other issues that were here. So it was a big transformation for us, dealing with different type of personalities, issues, and I guess temperaments. How
do you think school safety did during this crisis?
Well, I think we all pulled together and we did a real good job, being the fact that it was a very stressful situation from beginning to end. I think the fact that we were able to rely on our fellow co-workers is what really helped the situation, overcome itself. We bonded together pretty much and did what we had to do and made the best situation as possible as we, were able to do it. So I think we did a wonderful job, if you ask me.
If you wanted anybody, viewers and listeners, to take away any experience from school safety and remember you for what you've done during this crisis, what would it be?
That they should only look at us as school safety as far as safety of the school, because we wear a lot of different hats as far as, some of us were counselors, some of us were just helped out with custodial also, so we did a lot more stuff than just school safety security. So yeah, I guess one thing is just not only look at us as fact that school safety, but to know that along with that responsibility, there's so much more to it.
Now joining us is Wong Vu. He is a bricklayer here at Bellevue Hospital. Wong, you were here during the storm. Can you tell us from your experience what happened?
They called me in to do standby because of the storm was coming. They didn't know the damage that was gonna, impact the hospital. So I came in on Sunday and the damage was extensive. We noticed that the water was coming down into the basement from the ramp that goes into the basement. And it was coming in such a force that they needed to evacuate the basement. So they had all of maintenance go downstairs and evacuate the rooms out. And they wanted to make sure everybody was out of the basement. So at that time, they noticed that the power was flickering, and then it flickered, it went off, then the emergency generators kicked on. And everybody thought that would be fine, except the pumps were underwater. So
the pumps for the oil that feed the generator were underwater?
Yeah. So they had a hard time powering up the hospital. And at that time, they actually had a lot of the employees, fuel up the generators, and we had to actually lift the fuel and everybody in the hospital. You're talking nurses, doctors, maintenance. We all formed the chain all the way up to 13, where the generators are, and we were filling what they call the day tank. So we did that for, well into the morning.
How many hours was that?
You're talking about 4 o'clock in the morning now.
4 o'clock, you were handing stuff up?
Yes, and then National Guard came at that point, and they helped us, and they took over doing that.
It sounds like you had a harrowing experience, but it sounds like the employees at Bellevue Hospital were up to the task, and you had a great outcome because all the patients were evacuated.
Yes, and you know what? A lot of the doctors and a lot of the staff, they did whatever it took.
Now we're being joined by Valerie Smith. She's a hospital police officer here at Bellevue Hospital. Valerie, you were here during Hurricane Sandy. Can you tell us what went on from the hospital police perspective?
We had no lights, no toilet, no water running. We had to evacuate the patients, staff members. We had to carry patients down the stairs. We had.
Tell us how that was done. How many?
We
flights?
had from flights,
yeah.
From the 21st. Well, actually from the 21st floor down to the ground floor.
And you had to escort the patients and bring them down the stairs.
Yes, we did.
And had to load them into, I guess, emergency vehicles and ambulances and take them to the other hospitals.
Yes.
And that was a coordinated effort, and everybody pitched in as a team?
Yes, we did. And
the
now we're stuck here freezing to death, working in our regular clothes.
So your dedication to the job, that you're coming here, even though the conditions aren't as great as they should be, you're here to work for the public.
Yes, we are.
You're dedicated.
Definitely.
And your colleagues are dedicated. The men and women that work for the hospital police department.
We're doing over 16 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And when people ask, what do public employees do? This is some of the examples that you're doing. You're sacrificing because you're here during this storm and these troubling times.
Yes.